to side. Rock your head a little bit side to side, maybe. So as we call this moving into stillness, where it'll automatically become relaxed as soon as you lay down. It's really sometimes a harder practice than other times, certain days. Open up the mouth, move the jaw around. Just imagine you're stretching the skin. Maybe wiggle your hips a little side to side. And again, you can have the legs long, or you can have the feet on the floor. Having the arms to the side sometimes is nice because you can feel more space between the body and the arms. Palms flipping up it's like a symbol of receiving, being open to receiving. Let the knees fall towards one another. If you have your feet on the floor, and then take a nice deep breath in through the nose. Just let it out through the mouth. Again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. This time, think of really intentionally inhaling to your fullest expression and exhaling, maybe making it louder or softer, whatever feels good. Just that simple act of using our breath can create a little bit more subtle clearing and cleansing. Maybe just sticking with your natural breathing rhythm for now. And free to deepen the breath whenever you want to. But with the idea of receiving, nourishing breath and surrendering that exhalation, letting that full exhalation leave the body, getting rid of any stuck energy or negativity or just tension, stress. This position is also like a balance posture. You are experiencing the idea of letting yourself just land. Maybe even grounding, noticing the support from underneath of you and all around you. Allowing yourself to just be here and now in this moment. Listening. Again, this is from the book, A Year of Living Your Yoga from Judith Lassiter. And today I'm reading, Listening is the greatest gift we can give others. And on our yoga practice, I believe, ourselves. Listening is being willing to be changed by what we hear. She says today, listen to everyone without planning what to say or thinking about something else while they're talking. Not only will this help you stay present, but it also will transform your relationships. And then noticing any sensations. Good or bad. And slowly bringing the hands onto the belly. You can place one hand just below the other hand on the belly. Take a breath in through the nose. Feel that belly rise naturally up towards those palms, and then exhale completely. Feeling the belly button sink to the spine. And then deepening the breath, just noticing again that breath moving up towards the belly. You don't have to force it, just let it happen naturally. And then as you exhale, belly button moving towards the spine. If you can keep some ease, some softness somewhere, if you need to move the elbows further away, keep the arms comfortable, feel free to do that. Maybe even relax the hands so much that you feel the fingers start to slide away. And one hand might even slide all the way off the hip. Just bring it back. Just let it move with your exhalation or your inhalation. And then slowly start to bring the left hand up to the heart, keeping the right hand on the belly. Take an inhale through the nose, soft side through the mouth. And then as you inhale, notice the sensation of the breath. And create pressure, create opportunity. So drawing the breath all the way into the chest. Then surrender into your exhalation. So together, we'll on our next inhale, feel the belly move up towards the palm, and then drawing the breath. Maybe you even feel like your rib cage lifts, and then the body starts to slide back a little bit, or that palm slides way up to the chest, and then exhale, feeling the chest descend, rib cage soften, the belly soften. So again, on your next inhale, just notice that rise of the belly, draw the breath up through the diaphragm, rib cage, into the chest, maybe even lifting into the throat eventually, and then exhale, trying to soften those shoulders, letting the body soften as you exhale, releasing chest, rib cage, belly. Take a few more at your own pace, and if it feels better just to count your breath, you want to keep hands soft and just count your inhalations and exhalations, trying to deepen and lengthen, expansion of the breath and the body. Check in with your cheeks. It's that delicate balance between the sukha and the stira, the sweetness and softness in the pose with the effort. And then sliding your right hand on top of your left. Just be there with your natural breath. Give you some gratitude for your breath and all the power that it has to help you become more alive and awake. And then something else, if there's something else that you're grateful for at this moment, feel free to take a moment now and reflect on that. And whenever you're ready, you can reach the arms maybe out to a Y shape instead of directly over the top of the head. And then lift your right hip, like you're just lifting that hip bone and pressing it up towards the left a little bit, and then go to the right side. You keep the arms, bend at the elbows and let the arms just rest. Back of the arms. And then just feel, it's like a little bit of a little massage on the upper back and between the shoulder blades maybe, and then you can keep it soft, or you can really lift that hip, and then the opposite hip, your chest kind of lifts. It's up to you. And then come back, just shake out the hips, point the toes, flex the feet, and then start to slide the arms maybe a little bit more energetically. Fingers going away up over the top of the head, but more of a Y shape, a nice open shape here. Just trying to activate, maybe flaring the fingers and feeling space in between each finger, and then slowly relax everything down. Let your head roll a little side to side. Start to bend the elbows and slide the arms down to the sides. Take your time bringing the arms down. Keeping the palms facing up, that receiving whatever it is being offered to you today. And then start to walk the feet in a little bit closer. Take your left hand, just keep it down by your left hip, and it doesn't have to touch, and then reach your right arm up, stretch through the right heel, and then start to bend the right elbow, start to slide that left elbow and arm over the top of the head, and switch. flexing and if pointing feels better, feel free to do that. And then just kind of go side to side, keeping the elbows nice and bent. Maybe you rock the head as you're reaching through the left side. You're a little bit just letting your head roll to the right. And this can be super gentle. Maybe your body is just like, I'm just going to shimmy one foot a little in front and leave the arms the way they are. Or I really need to open up and get a little more energetic. So just explore in that pose. Let's say like 2 more on each side. And then on your next inhalation, either slide your left foot onto the floor and keep the knee bent, or keep the leg long and then draw that right knee in towards the chest, either holding underneath the thigh, and you don't need to squeeze it in if it's not comfortable, certainly if it pinches there, or you can interlock the hands, come to the shins, and give it a squeeze. And not necessarily squeezing in, or we're just doing, it's a squeezing like a little pressure with the fleshy part of your palm on the shins, and you can go up and down a few times before you switch. And then lengthen that leg or place the foot on the floor, draw the left in. Interlock behind the thigh and just notice how that feels. You can sway side to side, or if there's something else calls your name, or interlock in front of the shin. And just imagine that you're giving the, some pressure to the front of the shin, which then goes to the thigh, which then you feel some sensation in your back. Explore there, keep it slow, side to side, experiment, explore. You can switch it up. And then once you've done both sides, we'll come back with the knees coming all the way in. Take them a little bit wide, hands are on the kneecaps, and then give yourself some circles here. Let your head and your shoulders maybe engage as well. Not I should be involved, I should say. And you can let the head sway. So it's supposed to be blissful for the hips, the hip socket. Encouraging some more circulation, so keep it light. And also notice your lower back. And then maybe keeping the knees a little bit closer, rock a little side to side. Maybe the knees come a little further away, like arm length, or they come closer. Let your head sway, same direction. You can go all the way over to the side if you want to. Actually, we'll go ahead and do that. So start to take the left knee all the way over. It doesn't have to touch, but you can go all the way over and let the right knee follow. Bring up the right knee towards the center, and then let the left knee follow naturally and start to roll side to side. You either bring the knees closer together and do that, and then just open through the middle wide, or you can keep the knees wide and roll side to side. You might even, once you roll to one side, you might even feel like rolling the head so that your forehead goes down towards the mat, but only if that feels like a nice roll for your neck. And just exploring and cultivating some wonder here. Keep your eyes closed. And then once you've done both sides, you can come back to the center, let your legs float towards the ceiling. Big bend into the knees so you have some support. You have that nice support of your lower back. And then just flex the feet. It's almost like a little happy baby, but you're not pulling out to the side too much. And then just flex and point the feet here. Think about maybe it's like almost like you're in a little goddess pose a little bit, but not so much about the shape of the legs, just that you're comfortable and you're getting into the ankles, into the feet. If you can maybe lift the chin and lengthen the back of the head a little bit more to create some more space between the shoulders, rolling in the opposite direction. And then float down your left foot, bend a lot into the knee and give your leg some love. And if you have, let's say your quadriceps, front of the thighs, or the back needs some more attention, then just hang out there and go ahead and give it a little massage, or maybe it's the knee or the calf. And then as you start to lengthen the leg, you can start to flex the foot, and much nicer to be massaging your leg as you're getting a little hamstring stretch. And then slowly, you can let go, flex the foot, and then you experiment. Bending the knee as much as you need to is perfectly fine. Just feel maybe a little stretch in the Achilles and then into the calf or hamstring a little bit. And then slowly bend into that knee, give it a little squeeze down or hold into the thigh. Relax the shoulders. Feel a little broadening through the shoulders as you exhale. The shoulders are drawing away. And the collarbone, where the collarbone is broadening, shoulders rolling down. Good. And then you're going to lift that leg up. Take your side of your right foot. So typically we would take the ankle and we go all the way to the opposite side of the left thigh. In this case, just take the side of the foot there. It's a little less range, so it's a little less intense on the hip. If you're feeling like, oh no, I need to get a big hip stretch, ease into that because it is early. It's Monday. And it's 9:30-ish, probably closer to 10, but so just kind of explore here. You can let that knee roll in towards the midline here, towards your chest, and then out. Or you can just keep it there. Use your right hand as a little kickstand. And then breathe. Inhale, feel expansion through the front of the body, especially through the chest. And then also when you exhale, think about the exhalation helping the circulation on the right side, but also broadening through your back body, especially shoulder blades, shoulder blades and back of the shoulders. Try to soften through the face. If you're not getting a big, huge, incredible stretch here, that's okay. You're kind of giving your body a little ease, and a little nudge into some more opening. You can use that hand on the thigh and guide the thigh really gently away. Take one more nice deep breath there. Exhale, let it go. And then inhale, let that knee come in. Take that leg up one more time. Maybe this time decide to point the toe. Flexing is more comfortable, feel free. And then the option is to take this leg and take it down, foot on the floor, or draw a line with your big toe like you have a wall right in front of you, and you just use this bright red marker on your toe to draw a line. And then let your left meet. Relax the legs. Just take a moment. And then when you're ready, come back with the feet on the floor. And then draw your left knee in. You can inhale and exhale, and then float that leg up. Maybe a little point and flex. Point and flex. Relax the shoulders. And then a little massage. I did that backwards. Sorry about that. Hopefully you went ahead and started your massage. Good. And then you can continue to point and flex and point and flex. So maybe you're just up for the massage and you're like, I need a big stretch today. I need to just relax and feel with a little bit more light effort today. Your choice. And then go ahead and take that leg up, a little bit of a stretch, maybe flex or point the toe. Take a big inhale and an exhale. Relax the back, upper back especially, and then you're going to just take the side of the left foot. It could be a completely different experience on this side. So you can also flex a little into your foot if you like and get a little bit more sensation. And if you feel like going all the way over, taking the ankle to the outside edge of the right thigh, you're welcome to do that. But just maybe explore here. You take your left hand, and it's almost like a little kickstand, but I'm barely touching my thigh here. You can massage the thigh, give it a little more encouragement, maybe come away from the center, the midline. You want to give it a little encouragement to roll out and away. Up to you. Take your time. Collaborate with your breath. Take a big breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. One more in through the nose, out through the mouth. Good, and then open up that leg. Take it up towards the ceiling. And then you can float the leg down onto the floor, or you can point the toe and imagine that the big toe is a big fat magic marker and you're drawing this really big line down the wall in front of you. And then let that leg relax. Take the right leg long if you have the foot on the floor. Take a breath in, start to bend at the elbows, take the arms up over the top of the head. Give yourself a nice big stretch and then relax everything. Keeping the elbows bent and maybe they come a little bit closer towards the side and the shoulders. Just make yourself comfortable. So you can hang out there for a moment and then just notice. Slowly start to let the heels widen towards the either outside edges of the mat or the edges of the mat. And then unbend the elbows, straighten out the arms a little bit, and take Starfish Pose. You can be energetic if you want to, and either flex or point. You can hover the feet and the arms, or just hang out here. Lift the chin a little away from the chest. And give yourself a smile. It's Monday, and you made your way here. Connect with your body, mind, and spirit, and your breath. And there's a lot of things pulling us in different directions. Go ahead and slide the elbows down, legs come towards each other. Draw the knees in just a little bit, and then you can roll over onto your right or left side, whatever's more comfortable, and come up to a comfortable seat. And all right, so when you come either to your Sukhasana or if you want to take Hero's Pose, you don't have a block with me, but if you have a block and you want to try Hero's Pose today instead of cross-legged pose, you can also use a blanket and just tuck it in there and let the sides of the feet and heels come in. So it's, and with blocks too, it's nice because you can kind of double them up as well, or you can put a blanket on top of a block. It's just a whole different sensation, so maybe explore one way or the other way. I'll stay in this pose for now. Wiggle around. If you're in Sukhasana, maybe you lift the flesh away to the sides or behind you so you feel this broadening of the seat and the sense of grounding. If you're in Hero's Pose, just be sensitive to the front of the shins and the tops of the feet. If it's uncomfortable, feel free to come out of it anytime. And I actually also, one little tip if you're in Hero's Pose, so my calf here, it's, if you take your hand inside and you roll the flesh away, like I'm taking my calf and I'm just kind of going, so I'm rolling it away and it kind of flattens out and it's a little less pressure. Again, take your hand inside, my fingers are facing towards the computer, my thumb's tucking around the side, and then I'm just kind of taking that flesh and rolling it out to the side. And it just, a little bit less pressure on my knee. And we'll all rise with the arms up. Maybe take your eye gaze either forward or up a little towards the ceiling in front of you. Inhale and then let the arms float down. Your choice, you can be really relaxed here. Think about the side body lengthening. You're pulling the belly in just a little, engaging the core as you go down. Maybe you can either have resistance or you can float. Your choice. Each time you come up and down, you're also noticing that there's space between the ears and the shoulders, that you don't get hung up on the arms. It's really a lot less about the arms and about everything else all working together. Good, and then exhale down. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. And if you're in Hero's Pose, this might be a little tricky because you're up a little bit higher. So you can just lengthen and walk the fingertips out slightly. Think about the chest rolling up. If you're in Sukhasana, cross-legged pose, you can slide the arm out. Feel the left arm slide up the rib cage, and then inhale and come back. We'll go 4 times on each side, and come back up. Inhale. If you're in Hero's Pose again, it might be a very small range, and that's fine. But it's much less about where the hand goes and where the ear and shoulder meet than it is about feeling that stretch on your side rib cage. And then come back to the center, draw your chin towards your chest, Take a breath in, feel the chest coming up maybe towards the chin. And then exhale, slowly bring the head back up. And then do that again, let the chin drop. As you inhale, it's almost as though the chin and the chest have like this rubber band or something that expands. They're going away from each other as you come up. Good, and relax. We'll take it to the other side. So your left ear, just let your head just sort of drop. The idea is that it's going towards the ear, but not obviously going to touch the ear. And then sliding those fingertips away, feeling that stretch. So in Hero's Pose, I can even just like keep my fingers here and then just bend the elbow to feel that length in my side rib cage. You can even visualize like your rib cage and then those spaces between the ribs, and then in between that, all these little subtleties are happening. Let your head relax. Try not to crunch up into the neck, or you can slide the fingers away. Think about your inhalation and your side obliques bringing you up, not necessarily your hand. And then come back to the center. Let the chin drop one more time. And then you can sway side to side with the chin, like you're drawing a little, I like to think of it like it's like a smile. Just this like half circle. And then basically, you can explore there, but just try not to take the head all the way around. Good. And then if you come back to the center, if you're in Sukhasana, you can stretch out those legs, shake them out, point and flex, whatever you need to do, and then switch in the other orientation. And I promise we won't stay here too long. So inhale, rise. Then you're going to take your right thumb and first finger, and then just reach right below the bone of your wrist. And then first, imagine you're flexing into that left palm, and you're gonna, like you're trying to press towards the ceiling with that palm. And maybe this is great if you want to really ground through that left sits bone and then go a little over towards the right. Feel free to do that. It's up to you. I feel like that's a lot. You really have to engage your core a little bit so you don't tip over, especially in Hero's Pose. Probably not so much. If you might get more expansion this way in your Sukhasana. And then wherever you are, try and breathe, and then let that shoulder really relax down. That would be the left shoulder. And then you come back up. Try it one more time. So you press the palm up towards the ceiling. You're feeling length through that arm, especially like the armpit is really open. But you're really staying grounded, not letting that left hip and sit bone come off. And then stay there. Maybe you shake your head a little bit to relax through the neck. Or you continue to go over to you. And breathe. Use your inhalation to bring you up. And then bend the elbows, relax the arms down. Drop the chin, and then that little tiny sway side to side, like you're just making a half circle. And then come back to the center. We'll take it to the other side. So reach the arms up. This time the left thumb and the left first finger. We're going to go, definitely don't want to go right on that bone. That will not feel happy. And then press a little up, like you're pressing the palm up towards the ceiling. And then just kind of find a place to relax the shoulders into the socket. Staying here, and then a little, maybe more stretching onto that right side. And then you can continue to go if that works in your Sukhasana pose. Try to keep that right sits bone rounded and not take the hip and buttocks over too far. Especially in Heroes, you'll tip over. Big breath in, ease. Come up. And then one more time, reach. So you can really create like a crunchy situation here. So you have to really be mindful of just paying attention to where it feels from here. Not how far it goes, not how much you're pulling, not how much the palm is reaching and pressing up. More, how does it feel over here? And then come up. And with the elbows, slide the hands down. You can come above your knees or shins or your Sukhasana pose. And then come over onto your hands and knees. And come onto your forearms. Maybe take your thumbs into the crease of your elbows just so that you're using your thumbs, your alignment to keep you lifted and supported. And then just let your knee kind of glide, the left knee, just let it glide back and forth. It can touch the ground, right? Maybe you take the leg long and you circle the toes, making little circles here, or you keep the knee on the ground and you do that. Try not to let the belly and the shoulders kind of sit so that you're kind of letting your joints do all the work. Keep that lift, mindful of your neck. And then come down, shake the hips a little side to side, and then the other side. So it's like when we're on our knees and we're just doing this sliding of the hips, sort of the same thing. You're just leaning on the ground, just letting that knee, you can let the head flop past the back of the neck. And then you can hover the leg a little bit and hover the leg and point and flex or roll the ankle around so that you're drawing little circles with the toes. Check in with your breath and make sure that you're not holding your breath and too focused on the actual movements. And then come back. You can come up off of your arms and come onto your hands and knees, widen so that your knees are about hip width apart. And your choice whether you want to curl or come to the top of the feet. Actually, if you come to the top of the feet, maybe just give yourself a little tap at the top and then a little of the toes. Bring the heels together and then back out. Heels towards each other. They don't have to touch, but this is a really different sensation on your ankles. Maybe not rolling too far. That's not necessarily a good sensation. And then lift your breath in. Pull the belly in slightly like a little cat pose. Keep rolling into a cat pose. Chin goes down. Let the back of the neck relax. You can uncurl the toes as you come up into your cow pose. And then exhale, start to curl the toes, sliding a little into your expression of your cat. It doesn't have to be a big effort. Close your eyes. Make a meditation, moving with the cue of your breath. Your inhale, my shoulders start to roll away. Full inhalation. I'm lifting and moving through the whole thing, and then I'm moving all the way through my exhalation. Long exhalation, a long expression of the cat pose. Good, and then when you come up into your cow pose again, open up your mouth, stick out your tongue. A little lion's breath there, pull the belly in slightly, come back onto your forearms. Walk your knees a tiny bit closer together and then reach back with your left foot. Keep a bend in the knee first and then just again an experiment with that leg. Stretching maybe a little more, feeling the calf and the hamstring if you want. It's up to you. You can also just point the toe and get the big stretch in the front of the foot as well instead of getting the stretch this way. And then we're all going to lift that leg up. So reach either through the heel or the toe. Think about lifting a little bit up into that left hip, right? You don't want it to roll to the side, but you don't want it to dip down. And then lengthen through the crown, the top of your head, and then just notice, it's like a little balance pose here. Inhale and exhale. I'm not really, my hip, my belly, and my alignment of my arms is really lifting the leg. It's really not that much about the leg. And then come down. Relax the head, switch to the other side. You can certainly keep the toes on the ground and just extension here, or you can play around with lifting the leg. In this particular pose, it doesn't really matter if you go higher, it shouldn't bother your back, whereas in our table pose, if you reach higher, it starts to kind of crunch a little to the lower back. So if you want to explore lifting it up higher, that's fine. Just remember you're lengthening forward and pulling the leg back. Explore however you would like. And then come down. Just try it one more time on both sides. The bothers your neck, just look back at the foot. Let the head hang. Lift the leg. Pull the belly in. You're balancing here. Explore. Breathe. Think about you're really connecting everything. Have that nice balance. Even the hands and the forearms are involved. And then you can come down. I think actually you might need to go to the right side one more time. So try it on the right. Good, and then widen your knees. Start to bring the toes together. And you can come and stay here, go back, just gliding back and forth, feeling that stretch. Or you can come all the way down into extended child's pose. And remember to prop in between. This is a pretty challenging pose sometimes. So I think putting something in between the back of your thighs and your calves is kind of life-changing. And you can also use something up here for your forehead. So it's sort of like an extended puppy pose almost. Or you play around with going back, stretching through the arms, just creating a and slowly take a big breath in, don't come out yet. Jet setting through every spot. And then you're going to slowly bring yourself up. And then come back up onto your knees. See if you can tap one foot at a time. It's really difficult to do two. I don't want you to face plant, so I don't recommend that, but you can play with it. You're at home, but be careful. With like balancing on your knees, but just tap, tap, tap. Curl the toes. Inhale, rise up. Think about a sun salutation, but we're on our knees instead of our feet. And then let yourself fold forward, crease of the hips. The hips go back, chest goes forward. You can either round or you can keep a flat back. Let the fingertips touch, and then you're choosing how far down you want to go. But you're inhaling and you're exhaling. You can uncurl the toes, stay up high. Press to the tops of the feet, connection. Don't let the knees just do all the work. And then exhale. And you can create palms here. You can create more heart opening. Let's just explore for about 4 rounds. Keeping it soft, keeping it light, keeping it big. Your choice. And then 2 more. Deep breath in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth. And then we'll meet in table pose. Slide that left leg back again. I have a lot about the legs today. And then either sliding the fingers forward and staying here. And notice how I'm not really just here. I'm pushing the ground. Start to rise. You want a little bit more energetic. Think about the belly pulling in. Length through that back and come down, take it to the other side. So you go back and forth. Big expression or soft expression. Good. And one more time. Coming down all the way onto your belly, keeping the knees, or excuse me, the elbows in maybe a little close. Take them in front of you as much as it's comfortable so that you can relax pubic bone down. You have some opening through the chest, but you're not to your lower. And then lengthen the arms. Feel the toes reach back. Inhale, draw back up, yourself up a little bit. So as I'm lifting myself up, I'm not really lifting up, meaning going that way. I'm reaching out and then I'm coming in, and as I come in, I drop the elbows so that my shoulders feel good. And then I'm lifting my chest forward and then maybe a little bit up. Inhale, reach. And actually that should be our exhalation. So exhale, inhale, start to slide the elbows, dropping whenever it's comfortable. Rest the chest a little bit forward and then try a few more times. Big exhalation here. Inhale, shoulders roll, shoulder blades roll down the back, shoulders roll open and broad. Maybe just get this nice broadening. Exhale. And good. Perfect. And then you can reach, actually let's try one more stretch with the legs. So bring your palms together on top of each other and then just roll over a little bit to the right side as you start to bring that left knee up. And see if you can keep it in line with the hip. And then take your foot, instead of tucking it in, just take it out. So it's like a little half frog pose here. And you can keep a little opening here and keep your eye gaze over towards the right, or excuse me, the left, same direction as the leg and knee. Or you can keep the forehead down, a little bit different sensation if your eye gaze, your forehead is down towards the mat on the palms. And you can even take your left first finger and thumb, that little L shape, it's kind of like, I should just say like the L, and then you tuck it into that crease here of your hips, and you just, a little pressure, push the hips away from you, like down towards your bottom of your mat. And then you let it go. And see if you can breathe for 5 nice deep breaths. Remember, you can always turn a little bit more and rest on your right cheek. It's a little less intense on the back, the hips, all of that. A little more ease. And then we'll switch. So slowly, just start to bring yourself forward onto the mat, bending into that knee. Take your time, rotating the knee so it's facing the ground, and then come back to the center. Maybe notice, and then switch to the other side. Just roll a little over towards the left first, and then start to slide so that you can sort of watch the knee come up. And then keep that little half frog pose, and then your choice. Use a blanket or a support so that you can rest the left cheek. It's a little less expression in the body, or keep your forehead down. And use that hand, flip it so the palm is facing down, and then just press the hip away a little bit. And then relax. Breathe. And let's take one more nice deep breath in through the nose, let it out through the mouth. And then you can slowly start to maybe roll a little bit more over to the left so that you can really let that leg glide down safely, bringing it behind you. You're still on your belly. And then widen the knees so that they're maybe a little closer towards the outer edge. Bend the heels, or bend the feet. And then just let the feet, like the heels are kind of maybe coming in towards the glutes, and then just rocking a little side to side. Or if that doesn't feel good, keep them a little bit closer together, not as wide. And then take the feet away from the thighs, back of the thighs, and then just let them sway. The most important thing is that you're not doing anything that's not helpful to your back. So you can get your hips involved here, but don't just legs and kind of swing them side to side. The back will not be appreciative of that. Good. And then slowly take your right hand forward, just roll over onto your right side and stay there for a moment. So your right knee might come up a little bit further, like it did when we were flat on our belly, or maybe not. You can use your right hand to create this little pillow with your arm, and you can stay here, or you can turn it into a deeper twist by keeping that arm long and letting your left hand or shoulder slide out. How that feels, it doesn't really need to be big to get a nice opening through the belly and the chest. And then slide the leg as you start to roll back onto the belly. Try it the other way. Left hand goes long, right knee starts to come up. And then you can either use your hand and arm as a pillow. You can kind of explore. Opposite hand maybe resting on the waist. And you can explore opening up a little more to a twist, but again, be really careful. Take some nice deep breaths, surrendering the exhalations. And eventually you're walking yourself all the way onto the back. So take your time, find yourself there. Maybe you need to bring yourself onto the mat where you're more centered. You expanded off of the mat, that's awesome. And then keep the feet on the ground, widen the toes so that they come towards the edges, and then just bring your knees into constructive rest. If you want to explore taking the arms either into cactus, or you can even reach them up over the top of the head, holding onto opposite elbows. Lift your chin and lengthen the back of the neck. You can kind of explore with the arms. Maybe just bring them to the sides. Again, that idea of palms slipping up and receiving. Noticing what you're receiving. You can let the head sway side to side, and if there's something else that intuitively calls your name, there's about 8 minutes left, so feel free to explore a pose that you like to do to close your practice, where you're feeling that your body still needs. Maybe you just notice and practice the art of being. That it feels good just to be, as opposed to getting into your mind body that says, oh, well, I should probably do this or this. Just be. Your time, your own sacred space. Whenever you're ready, we'll all meet with our legs up towards the ceiling. You might even already be in that pose. The big bend into the knees. Just want you to kind of feel that sensation of the circulation. Maybe you even noticed that when we were massaging the leg, we didn't have both at the same time. Sometimes they feel heavier. I'm hoping that maybe your legs feel a little lighter. Just let the feet just be. There's no action here. Rock the head a little side to side. If you have a blanket or you have a block, feel free to slide that underneath. And then take a nice big breath in through the nose. Letting it out through the mouth. And slowly, maybe letting one foot come down at a time. Making the legs nice and long. And let your legs fall. But don't worry if one fell off one side of the mat. And then taking your arm out to the sides. Slide the arms back into that Y shape that we sort of started with in the beginning. Take an inhale, lift the chin a little bit away, and then as you exhale, feel the breath through the back by the shoulder blades. Just, you can really, if you're paying attention or keeping your awareness to that area, you can really start to feel this broadening. So much focus on front of the body. It's much more obvious to us, but imagine the back of the body, the breath really expanding through the back of your lungs, not just the front. Good. And then we'll make our way into Shavasana. So you have a blanket or you have a prop that you like to use. If you want to be completely flat, certainly mix it up. You know, sometimes we also get into these patterns and it's like, well, this is what I do in this pose and this is what I do in Shavasana always. And maybe we explore using an eye pillow, but nothing else. Just experiencing maybe a little more grounding. So make yourself comfortable, whatever it is. Don't overthink it. Any kind of, you want to turn your video off, or if you think you might want to stay longer, feel free to do that. Completely up to you. Once you've found your point of stillness and you've landed gently, take a breath through the nose and a soft sigh through the mouth. Imagine that your heart space has become more open. There's this refreshed circulation around the heart. Remembering that Shavasana is a balancing pose. Be grateful and open to all the support under and around you. Let the space in you just open and unfurl. Letting go and allowing yourself to be here and now. Slowly starting to bring yourself back and do some awareness of your body. Keeping the eyes closed, just moving maybe fingers or just letting your head sway a little bit side to side. Take your time. Giving yourself a stretch with the arms up over the top of the head if you'd like to, or just drawing the knees in towards the chest. Giving him a hug and rolling over onto one side. Taking a moment there. Maybe just asking yourself if there's something that you heard through your practice, listening to your body. Maybe it's just knowing that when I listen to myself, remind me, when you get on your mat, you really do feel better. It's that listening to that part of yourself that gets you onto your mat. And then maybe taking your left hand to your heart, your right hand on top. Take a moment to reflect on that you're grateful for at this moment. And then bringing yourself back to a comfortable seat, taking your time. Transitioning, knowing that the yoga is in all of our transitions as well. And when you're ready, just all rise, the arms up over the top of the head, connecting the palms together, and the thumbs to the sternum, dipping the chin, just acknowledging our heart space. Listening is the greatest gift that we can give to ourselves and others. Listening is being willing to be changed by what you hear. And we'll take one Om to celebrate practicing as a community, so feel free to join in or just listen. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And inhale to Om. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and all of your beautiful faces with each other and with me. And let the divine light that shines within you shine brightly today and every day. Namaste. Beautiful rest of the day.